Hi, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to our audience who are joining worldwide. My name is Jay, and I'm from Intercultural Education. It's great to see all of you guys after, almost 2 months. So we skipped last month while we were preparing for this month. And for this month, our country that we're focusing on is none other than Japan, with Tokyo 2020 Olympics that just finished a couple of days ago. And I myself very happy because the Hong Kong team actually won quite a lot of medals, right? And also because in July, there's another reason why we're focusing on Japan, because in July is traditionally the summer festival, right? So I know a lot of you probably cannot go to Japan to enjoy the festival, so we would like to bring Japan to you guys. Now before we begin, of course, let me quickly run through with you guys what ICE is about. We're really a school for global citizens, so I want to make people learn more about the world, and that's why today's topic is super interesting for me, right? It's about interracial, intercultural marriage, and we're really happy to welcome our friend Shinobu-san into here to discuss about interracial marriages. So let's welcome Shinobu-san.
Thank you.
And
Hello.
straight up, we already have someone from HK Studio
Yes.
saying Shino.
Yeah, this is my friend.
It's very
Thank you for
popular.
your support, Lumi.
Yes. And of course, during the course of the whole, this whole session, if you guys would like to ask Shinobu-san any question, feel free to type in the chat box, right? And then I'll be able to see, and then we can ask Shino any question. So let's start first, right? Well, Shino, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Oh, okay. Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Wherever you are in the world. My name is Shinobu Noda from Japan, Fukuoka, Japan. And I've been in Hong Kong for 13 years now. And the first of all, I came to Hong Kong as an expat. So my company in Japan sent me here. And actually, I was really had some cultural shock, like even the way of working, and also the way of thinking, and also like for me, it's more like a equality for the male and the female on the work. The one is actually it's really shocked me. And then after 3 years, my company asked me to back to Japan, but I decided to stay in Hong Kong because I really feel like I have more possibility to grow myself, or maybe to create new future for me. So that's why I decided to stay in Hong Kong, and it's already been in here for 13 years.
Wow.
I didn't expect it that long though.
And you talk about like you kind of fell in love with Hong Kong,
Yes,
right?
yes. I love the energy of the city. It was so energetic, and everything is so fast. Everything is dynamic. Sometimes rough, but that one is also the part of the beauty or charms.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I myself, I'm a Singaporean living in Hong Kong, but I can totally understand what you mean by this charm of Hong Kong, right? We talk about like also raise an interesting point about like gender equality, and that's something that
this one actually it was also kind of for me, and that my company was challenging to send me the female to Hong Kong. Is maybe one of the step of the gender equality in Japan. But when I come here, I saw so many like management level or decision-making level. They have so many females involved. That one is actually, I didn't see it in Japan. They have some kind of manager level of the female, or maybe 1 or 2 I saw in my life, but not really have every time I go to to have a meeting, they have like 5, 6 those like a management level female is in the table. This one is actually to really make me feel like, oh, this is a place I think I want to work.
And actually before coming to Hong Kong, you have not you have mostly lived in Japan,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
yes.
it's really Japan and then Hong Kong
Yes.
for 13 years.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay. And today's topic is about intercultural marriage and and all the. It's really one of the reason why I'm interested in that is of course Japanese culture, Japanese society always give off this stereotype that is very monoculture, also
Yes,
very
yes, yes.
always about the
A little conservative.
conservative. So that's why we want to have a chat about your own experience. So would you mind to tell us like for example who you're married to?
Yes, yes.
Yes, since it's intercultural marriage,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
This is the topic of today.
Yes.
So yes, I get married with a guy from Guinea, which is located in West Africa, and I met him in Hong Kong through the mutual friend. So Hong Kong is it's one of the city to meet many different people, not even like nationality, like everything, the race, the nationality, and even like maybe sexuality, everything. They have so many different like a diversity in Hong Kong. So yeah, so this one is kind of for me. It's like always that is also one of the charm of Hong Kong. I can meet many different people, which I never met in Japan before, and even the age, even the nationality, gender, everything.
Yeah.
So and also it's really easy to make friends. Yeah. So we have a many different friends, and through the one of the mutual friend, I met my husband, and it was like.
Was it love at first sight or
Not like that, but actually we talk a lot. Yeah, we talk a lot and we get to know each other, and and then we start dating. Yes. And then we get married.
Okay, the normal route, right? Like
yes,
get
yes,
to
yes.
meet mutual friends, talk a lot, and then after that decided to date
Yes,
and then
yes.
get married.
Yes. Yeah.
And now you have a kid as well,
Yes,
right?
I have one daughter, 3 years old now.
Wow.
Yeah, actually we really decided to get married. It's already we decided to marry. Okay, let's talk about the marriage. But after that, we also found out I'm pregnant. So okay, so yes, just make it faster.
Make everything faster.
Just make it faster.
Yeah. For those in the audience, maybe you might not be familiar. Guinea is in West Africa, and I just checked on Google Map. That's like 14,000 kilometers away from like Tokyo.
Tokyo, yeah. Or even like from Hong Kong, they don't have a direct flight.
Oh.
So you need to have maybe at least two transit. Yeah, or maybe one transit. Anyway, you have to go to a transit and more than 24 hours, maybe around 30 hours to travel.
To like the Guinea, and then like for both for Japanese and a Guinean to meet in Hong Kong and get married and have a child.
Yes.
It's like this is like a mind blowing, right? In a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, even before I met him, I didn't know about the Guinea much. Yeah, we have only one like a popular TV, the comedian in Japan, but that's all. I don't know much about the country. So after I met him, I get know more about the Guinea and also about Africa too. Yes.
And I'm just curious then, like when you first told your friends that you are like dating a Guinean, were they shocked or were they like more like, oh yeah, that's Shinobu-san,
Yeah, I think maybe it's my close friend was like, yeah, kind of like they didn't really surprised. Yes, but of course many people also was like, why is Guinea? Or like, oh okay, so what's going on? Something like that. It's not really like a surprising, but yeah. Most of the people say, oh, good for you. You have a boyfriend now.
Was that like like when you went out on the date with your husband, were there like people really just like staring at you, or was it like
actually that one is it's not because of maybe we are dating or something, but yes, because maybe I realized because he's a black. So if some people, yeah, it's really staring at him because of he's a black. Yes. Yeah. So it's not not because of we are couple. Maybe because of I think
Okay.
maybe more like I felt, and also yeah.
I see. And you're talking about like Guinean. I mean, it's 30 hours away, but I suppose have you actually visited their parents?
Not yet. No, because like it was also I was pregnant, and when she was just still too baby, so that's why we didn't travel to the Guinea yet.
But you have actually met the parents.
Actually, it's in the virtual.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
my husband went to Japan to meet my parents and my brothers and sisters, and my friends in Japan because it's so closer. But I didn't go to Guinea yet, and only through the video call.
Okay. And your parents when your husband first visited Japan, you brought him to meet your parents. Are there any funny stories or anything that you can share? Interesting.
It's not really funny story because actually my parents is kind of open and also about the interracial marriage or international marriage. They are not really have a problem about that. But of course, even me, because the culture is totally different. So yeah, just maybe the funny story is like my husband. I don't know if you know the kotatsu. Like in the winter we have like a warm table like this. So we have a heater underneath.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, so we can kind of like a heater for in the winter. And the first time he went there, and actually we went there in winter, it was so cold. So he just fell in love with that, and he don't want to move. Okay, I'm just staying here. So he just didn't want to move. Yeah. He loves.
So he basically just like hide under the
on the table
for the whole time, and then just let the refuse to move around.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and so actually for your husband, he speaks in Guinea. They speak French, right?
Yes.
And Japanese, and speaking his mother tongue is French. While you were dating him, or like even now with family life, were there any kind of like misunderstandings due to a difference of?
Yes, always. Because like his mother tongue is French, so he translate English from French to English. Yeah, but because Japanese, of course, sometimes maybe I use maybe a little bit Japanese way of like a translation or interpretation. So sometimes we have a misunderstanding, but we need to the first in the beginning we are more like not really fighting, but because it's because of the misunderstanding, we have some kind of argument before. But right now is every time I was not sure, I always ask again. Oh, is it this? What do you mean? So we are getting better. We are getting better. Yeah. To find a way like how to communicate more smoothly, because otherwise, always we have to have unnecessary argument. Maybe that one is we want to avoid, because sometimes it's just a small things make a big argument. So we try to so what do you mean, like do you mean like this? So I try to understand more to avoid a misunderstanding.
That is actually a great advice to
yes,
not just for interracial marriage. Actually, I would say like for all relationships. To really clarify before you act out. Yeah.
So before I was like, why? So more like passive way to get angry. I just receive it and I didn't really think. But now it's a more like I active to to ask him, or even like I try to understand myself before I get angry or I get what is about.
Did you have like specific examples about this that you remember? Where it's really later on I realize actually it's a big mistake. It's just like, oh my.
No, that's not really those like kind of big mistake. But this one is not about maybe the long communication, but about maybe we have a different perspective at the time. It's like especially when we meet. How long does it take to come? or how long I have to wait. And usually, as a Japanese, we always estimate the time. Okay, 5 minutes, or maybe 10 minutes. And if it's going to be longer, I will call them or text them and say, okay, we will take longer. But for them, it's like kind of like, yeah, okay, I'm coming, so don't worry. They don't really tell the time. So that one is that actually it was really frustrate me in the beginning. But now is actually I already used to it. Oh, okay. So I don't really. So before that, I'm kind of waiting. It's not coming. It's not coming, and I was a little bit, frustrated. Yeah. But now it's okay. So he's coming. Just wait until he is coming. He show up. So yeah. So we have some different this kind of things. Maybe it's really hard to change because this is his kind of like a, the culture background. Everybody is like that always. So but in Japan, everything is on time. Everything you really have to move on time. So this one is the things we are in a totally living different world. Yes. So I don't say which one is better, which one is worse. But I mean we have just different. So yeah. You have to get used to it. You have to adapt it.
It takes some effort to understand each other.
Yes.
But at the same time, you actually learn a lot about it.
Yes. So it's more like don't judge everything by your rules or your the way of thinking or your value. If you do that, maybe it won't work.
That's another great advice even for myself. To be honest with you, I suffer from the same problem. I can be friends with your husband because I'm always telling my friend I'm coming, but actually I'm probably still half an hour away. So time management.
Time management. But the time management it's not because of maybe sometimes it's a personal, but also it's about your the environment of how you are raised. So that one is you really have to understand, okay, this is his way or this is her way and this is my way, so how we can work out this one is really important, I think.
That's true. And let's say besides culturally or time and language wise, and I also if I'm not mistaken, there's also a religion aspect, right? Your husband is the Muslim,
yes,
right? And then you are also Japanese
kind of it's Shinto. It's like my family is the Buddhism, so I grew up with a Buddhism culture, and but actually Japan most of the many things is a mix with Buddhism and the Shintoism is a mix. So the everyday life we cannot really separate, okay, this is a Shinto, this is a Buddhism. It's really mixed together. But actually for myself is I really like the way of thinking of Shintoism. So yes, and that's what I really like the
okay. And because I myself is I really love to learn more about Shintoism, but that maybe that's another topic.
We can have a lunch together.
But let's say Shintoism / Buddhism and your husband being a Muslim, does that actually work well or they try to separate out?
Okay, actually, maybe it doesn't work well, of course. I mean, I don't say it doesn't work well, but because the Muslim they only have one God.
Yes.
So they believe one God. But in Japan, we have millions of gods everywhere. Yes. So in the beginning, we already have a different way of thinking about the God itself. So so that's why. But we already talk about it and a lot about it. And it's not like how to say. He is not okay, I think, in it's because he believe his God, right? So if somebody believe other God is for him, it doesn't exist. So but he is not how to say, he doesn't really push me to convert. I mean actually I also told him I don't think I can convert because I cannot I cannot really say, okay, now it's God is only one. This one is a little bit hard for me because I already I was told there is so many gods. Okay, you really have to clean the toilet because there's a god in there. You have to clean the kitchen. They have a god in there. So
okay.
yeah, so those kind of the things I was taught since I was kids. And suddenly you said, oh, God is only one. It's like a little bit confusing. And and for him it's also like okay, they have so many people who convert when they get married. That maybe that one is maybe one of the some people is really asked their partner to do so. But for my husband told me is because the one of the most important things to be a Muslim is believe in God. So if you don't believe in God, it's like it's already you're not qualified, right? You're not qualified to be a Muslim. To be a Muslim. So he told me it's like if the reason of convert to the Muslim is marriage, is he think this is not right. So it's okay. So that one is I like the way of thinking.
So there's a lot of understanding and a lot of both sides compromising to reach a good solution.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I'm really also impressed with your husband's thinking, right?
Actually, I was kind of like, I was really shocked also, like, oh, okay, this is kind of like a new way of the thinking, like a new way of the theory of like how to
Did that when he said that, did that actually make you feel that, wow, this is the guy that like marry?
No, actually everything, like if we have like, okay, maybe this is one of the things, religion is one of the things, but we really talk a lot because so we talk a lot, and how I really feel, to be honest, because some thing maybe I was wrong about a Muslim, or maybe some point maybe I was misunderstanding about a Muslim, but anyway, I just told him everything I feel I know, I thought I know, or like everything I just talk, and he also answer, something like that. So we just try to talk, to talk and understand each other.
So this the learning from this part is really communication.
Yes, the communication.
Communication is really important.
So of course there is, as we said, some language barrier because of like maybe some even like some wording, we don't really get it what his meaning and what I mean, right? So but still we just keep talking, and we try to now understand. We just try to just reach the point we understand that we agree, something like that. I see.
And so now maybe we talk a lot about the your own experience with the marriage, intercultural, interracial marriage. But what about as a friends, let's say you're back in Japan, and also maybe in general the society, are they actually, in your opinion, are they actually acceptive of cross-cultural marriages, or is it still like in my stereotype that is still very?
I think it's really like depend on the person or depend on the area, I think, because in Hong Kong actually I have so many friends have the intercultural, like Japanese and different country husband, different nationalities husband, and of course like I don't say that everybody is like it's no problem. I think everybody have some problem, but they are also trying to solve everything each other to like not even the intercultural marriage. They always have a problem, right?
Even if it's like between Japanese and Japanese, Chinese and Chinese.
So it's like it's the same. Just it doesn't matter. This is the intercultural, interracial, or doesn't matter. If the marriage always have a problem.
That feels so sad for me, like okay.
No. I mean, I don't say problem, but we always have an issue to be solved. Yeah.
That's true. If you are like watching right now, if you have any questions you would like to ask Shinobu, feel free to also write it in the chat box. If you want to know more about any other advices on how to have a successful marriage, you can always type it in the chat box. Yeah, but when we first went to actually I went on online and searched for some statistics, and really quite interesting to also see that that between Japanese males tend to have wives. They say for foreign this kind of interracial marriages, the wives are mostly from Korea and Japan. No, sorry, Korea and Chinese. Whereas it's more monocultural, not as diverse as like when female marry like a foreign husband.
Actually, maybe like yes, but actually they have many different cases. So not only we also have I have some friend get married with from the wife is from Russia, wife is England.
Okay.
They have a lot. Maybe yes, the female is I think it's the numbers is more than male. I think. Maybe that one is more.
You have to check the statistics.
yeah. You need to check it, but I think because even like from my surrounded, yes, female is more than the male, and yes, actually in not right now, but before like my father's generation, they are more like okay, Japanese, better to get married with the Japanese. They also always have the kind of the. I think maybe that one is everywhere.
It's generation, right? It's like with the younger nowadays, maybe
they're more like open and they don't really care about those national. But still, maybe some, of course, some of them is like a more language barrier too. So that's why the cannot really communicate. That's why they better to, Japanese and Japanese easier. Yes.
But you mentioned like your dad was also very supportive of the marriage and everything.
Yes.
Oh, that's really wonderful to hear.
Yes. Actually, he's also like a love to study language since he was young, and also he always tried to communicate with different cultures. Maybe that one is also he is really have. Curiosity, I think, more about the culture, history, and languages, and the food. I think.
So he himself is actually very international.
Yes.
And that's why he's really receptive and open to all this. Oh, that's I would love to meet your dad. Have a chat with him.
But unfortunately he passed away last October.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if he is here, he's really love to meet the many young people. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
We have a question from two questions. One from a friend and one from Jeff. For Jeff is asking you, did you guys what tradition, Japanese or Guinean, did you guys use for your wedding ceremony?
Actually, we did only in Hong Kong the civil wedding. We didn't do Guinean style. We didn't do Japanese style.
In case you are hearing some baby voice, that's Shinobu's daughter is here with us. Yep.
I want the strawberry cookie.
Okay, maybe.
We will. Very quickly.
Yeah.
Yes. So getting back to the
So the question, because actually I was pregnant.
Yes.
When we really get married, so we just did the civil wedding in Hong Kong. So we didn't, and actually we were just planning to do maybe some kind of like a wedding ceremony, like after I delivered the baby. But after deliver the baby, I was busy with my work and the postpone, and now with the COVID come happen. So actually we didn't do like a both traditional way. Actually, which is actually we wanted to do though.
So
maybe postpone. Maybe we do like maybe 10 years anniversary wedding or something.
With your daughter and then
Yes.
Okay. So civil wedding, but also looking at maybe doing a traditional Japanese wedding in the future. And then your friend, her husband likes Japanese food.
Actually, yes.
Oh. Would you want to like join us as well?
You wanna join?
Oh.
No, okay.
No?
If you wanna join, yes. Actually, he like also the Guinea eat a lot of white rice. So it's not a bread culture; it's a rice culture. So yes, he and actually he likes those traditional Japanese taste like some soy sauce base. Yeah, because my cooking is based on always use a soy sauce. So yeah.
So he also fell in love with your cooking and whole Japanese.
Yes.
You cook mostly Japanese food.
Yes, mostly Japanese. I have some, some Western cooking too, but always some Japanese. Yes.
I see. So actually talking about your daughter is over here, right? And then it's very interesting because she's growing up in a Guinean father with speak French, Japanese mother, Japanese, also living in Hong Kong and speak Cantonese, so many different languages. So we have Kian asking, does your daughter speak French, Japanese fluently?
Yes, actually she speaks Japanese fluently because I always, not really force, but I always talk to her in Japanese. And of course I spend more time with her than my husband. I'm working from home and my husband is working outside of house. So, my time with her is longer than him. So she is more like exposed Japanese. So actually she speaks fluent Japanese, and now is English also no problem to communicate, especially when in a school. I mean the kindergarten. Is her friend is like 30% is non-Chinese. It's a local kindergarten, but
also
it's a local
very
kindergarten, so everything is in Cantonese, but her friend is mostly speaking English.
Okay.
So the English and Japanese no problem, and the French is like she try, so she can speak a little bit of like greetings. And even Cantonese is
she tries.
Yeah, she can count 1 to 20 in Cantonese.
Wow. I'm so jealous of your army, like your daughter,
yes,
right?
me too. Actually, I'm so jealous. Like she can expose many different culture, many different languages, which is really like I really envy.
Like for us, like trying to learn a language as we are older is so much more difficult.
Yes, I need to study.
And she already has like at least 4 different languages in about like straight up. Does your husband feel a bit like sad that she's not talking to him in French, or like do you?
Yes, actually, yes. So he also now when he has time, he try to teach her, and also I'm trying to get her some like French books. And ask him to, you read her, so maybe she can get used to more French.
Okay. And in terms of the raising a child, like is there like a agreement or disagreement between like Japanese way of raising a child or like the Guinean way? Or,
yes, it's we always have an argument about that, but that one is also like because he only knows his way. And I only know the Japanese way, or maybe I just get some advice from my friends, from like a mommy friends.
Mommy group.
Mommy group. So of course it's different. And yes, we sometimes have argument, and this one is also. We really have to understand each other. So actually, in the beginning, I was really like kind of bit shocked. It's like, is it because of him? But I also I talked to another friend who get married with Africans. They said, this is their way. So so this one actually make me really feel better because like this is not the personal. This is like the cultural
way.
So maybe the cultural way. Maybe I think maybe we can have some the point.
Compromise. Okay. So you would you say like you are the more like the lenient parent, like or are you the strict parent compared to? Actually,
the African parents is really strict. So for them is like if the parents is a rule. So if the parents say yes is yes, no is no, no question. Something like that.
Sounds like parents of my my dad's generation.
Yes. Actually, yes, I really feel like when I see him, it's sometimes I really feel like this is like my father. Yeah.
Oh, the old era.
Yes,
father,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but this one is as I said, this one is just a difference. So I don't say which one is better, which one
definitely.
is not good. But we just try to again talk what we want her to be, or how we want to raise her, like what we want her for, education. Maybe in the future, this is kind of things we really need. Also, again, the communication, and we need to find what is the best things for her.
Okay. And for your daughter, being having so many different identities, when you're talking to her, does she? I mean, I'm not very familiar, but at 3 years old, is there already identity crisis, or does she actually has not in the
Not really have, but because sometimes we have the map, the globe map, and we talk, okay, this is Japan, this is Guinea, and you are coming from here and here, so we talk like that. So she has some idea she's Japanese and Guinean. Yeah, but still, of course, I think for the 3 years old, she doesn't really understand what his nationality is.
Oh yeah. For her, it's still like
everything is like just a neighbors, or even like the Hong Kong. Because also she was born in Hong Kong, she's been living in Hong Kong, so Hong Kong is her hometown as well. So for her for now I don't really think it's really like the identity itself is not really established. Of course, sometimes it's like maybe sometimes it's a difference of like because of some people ask, why your skin is dark, something like that. So they have so sometimes maybe she realized maybe I and her is different, but maybe just a different for her, but she doesn't really think this one is good or
bad.
Yes,
so just there is a difference.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Hi Ami.
Okay.
We are actually doing also playing you're gonna bring her to the Japanese summer festival, right? To also introduce to her about these summer festival, this Japanese celebration.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe the second last question before
okay.
I also don't want to take up too much time because Ami looks very angry at me. I mean, are you angry at me? No.
Say hello. Say hello.
Yeah, say hello to Say hello to the camera.
Say hello.
Hello. She's shy.
Yeah, she's shy.
Yeah.
She's shy.
Yeah. So actually, do you practice any Japanese practice? This is from my intern question. Do you practice any kind of like Japanese cultures at home, or do you specifically teach Ami certain Japanese ways, or actually that's not what you do at home?
Yes, so for now is I don't really want to have like a study or something, but I just try to read the book in Japanese, and of course I talk to her in Japanese, and also maybe listen some music, Japanese songs. And also there is one group in Hong Kong, like so they have a network to have some Japanese heritage, to maybe share the experience of how to study Japanese, something like that. And we had some Japanese festival, so we practice the tongue twister, Japanese the tongue twister in Japanese together. That one actually it's really fun. So she also more interesting in as a language, and Japanese as a language. Yes.
So there's just like a support group. For Japanese moms in Hong Kong.
Yes, actually that one is I think they also just established recently, but I think it's many people was waiting because we don't really have that kind of like the network.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so really.
And also now is actually she's go to Kumon. But in
Famous,
Japanese, but Japanese so only once a week. So now she is trying to more familiar with letters.
Okay. So learning sitting down and learning some Japanese words.
Yes. But only once a week, 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. But wow, 3 years old and really practicing Japanese.
Because I really feel maybe English or French, maybe later catching up is maybe easier, but Japanese is really hard to catch up later. I mean, after. Yeah. So maybe when like 3 years old, like she already little bit used to it. Even like she's a little bit far from Japanese. Maybe in the future, it's more like easy to get it back. This is my just opinion. I'm not really the professional, linguistic thing, so I'm not sure. But I just feel like that. I just want her to, expose more.
Okay, that's true. Like I mean, as we go older, I realize a lot of people tend to move towards English, and it's good to expose them to like a mother tongue at a young age. At least get a foundation and get it back later. Yes. And hi Minju. Minju is our Korean friend, and then always a good supporter of our program.
Hello.
Hello. Maybe last question, unless the audience also have any question, will be as someone who has experienced the being part of an interracial marriage, do you have anything to tell the audience, or to clarify any misunderstandings or doubts, anything that you really want them to know about?
Actually, I'm still still in the have sometimes is the issue, and maybe still in the middle of the steps. So I'm not really like a professional. I'm the the expert or something. But the one thing is just everything is just communication, and the you really need to understand. So it's because if you don't understand about what he do, what she do, it's the same for him or her. Also doesn't understand you or doesn't understand So it's not only you, and it's not only her. So you really have to think about the partners, and so why these things happen. Maybe you can find a reason, you can find a way to solve, or you can find understand. So just he's like this, or she's like this. And this one is kind of like a give up, but just don't give up, and try to understand, okay, what is behind this behavior? What is behind this word? Because as I said, sometimes he translates directly from French to English. So sometimes I don't really even get a meaning. It's like, so it's really, but for him, okay, or sometimes why he used this word is like a totally maybe different meaning, what I think and what he think. So yeah, so this one is kind of maybe you maybe take a deep breath and to think about it. Maybe that is maybe the most important, I think.
Oh wow. So this is, I think your advice is actually really hits me, as something that I should be learning from you. I mean like learning from your experience, really, always taking a step back, listening, understanding before being like mad or like being trying to react.
Of course, that one is also that in the beginning, actually I was like I was so mad, and why always why. But now it's more like you really have to, it's really like a step back to see.
So every time it happens, you have to pause for a few seconds, think through, and then
I think that is a really important process. Maybe like it's getting like if you're with him or her longer, maybe you can get it's easier to understand.
Yes. But I think that's definitely a good advice, not just for any, actually for any relationship, as I said before. And I myself, I've learned a lot from you, as well as your husband, in terms of the level of maturity and everything like that. And we your friend has said bravo, bravo,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming today to share about your experience.
Thank you so much for inviting.
Yes.
Actually, this is really good. Also, like it's really good to share.
And yes, so definitely a big thank you to Shino-san.
Thank you.
And for all of you guys, if you are watching this later in the YouTube, if you have any questions regarding the whole experience or any advice that you want to ask from Shinobu-san, please feel free to write in the comments. All right, and we have something for you over here as a bit of appreciation. This is our own
So
small little
cute.
tote bag with the world. So you can actually share about the world and a happy face, and for your daughter.
Okay.
Alright, so thank you so much.
Thank
Do you
you
like
very
this? No. Okay, no. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. With that, that's all for today. Please feel free to comment, to like, share our videos, or also follow our Instagram, Intercultural Education. All right. And then next week we'll also be talking about another topic, also related to Japan. So feel free to check out on our YouTube, and also we have the Natsu Matsuri.
Yeah, Japanese Summer Festival.
Yes, that's in. If you're here in Hong Kong, do feel free to join. That's like next Friday. Yeah.
Yes.
So we can
it's
play
August 27th,
Yes.
Friday, from 5 o'clock to onward. We are going to have many,
You'll
some
be
Japanese.
dancing,
Yeah, I
right?
will be dancing some Japanese, and also we are going to have a traditional Japanese dancing, and also the origami workshop, and we have many more another performance, and also we have like those summer festival snack at the Africa Center Africa Center Hong Kong.
Yes. So.
Yes, please come and join us and support.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.